Because we're supposed. I'm glad you brought it up. Do you feel like that's wrong, or if he did anything wrong?
Oh, he did. He done did something wrong. He ain't just clean. He done did something wrong. You don't just offer up $10 million if you ain't did nothing wrong.
Do you think he did something wrong, or he didn't want it to get out to mess up the image that he has to lose that bad?
But that's the thing. Why do we keep putting these we let me say this.
Go ahead, bro. I was trying because I seen you young. I ain't want to keep you. But that, bro, I meant it. I'm glad you brought it up.
I just need. I ain't take my my supplements today, so
okay.
What's that? But why do we try to hold people to standards, or why do people try to portray this certain type of image and out in the public, but they do these wild, unorthodox things in private? And that's my biggest issue with the world. This whole politically correct thing.
But did he do anything wrong?
I don't think he did nothing wrong. The girl is of age. They had sex, whatever. He tricked off on her. He didn't do nothing wrong. But people have this idea that since Shannon is a 56-year-old man, 54 when he met her, he shouldn't be able to engage in this type of activity.
We'll talk later. No, I'm not doing that right now. Go ahead.
And they believe he shouldn't be able to engage in this activity. But bro, he grown. He's an older gentleman. Yes, he is. But he told y'all he was a trick. He been saying this.
Is it Madonna? I think Madonna is dating a black young man that's maybe half her age right now. I don't hear the same uproars on these people when it's a woman doing it.
Listen, no, it ain't gonna be the same uproar. Because she's a woman. She should be able to do that. And she should. I'm not saying that she can't. I'm just saying let's
big black dark skinned man do it. It's a problem.
Yeah, but let's not be hypocrites, man. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna engage into no type of conversation with a 19-year-old. Just mentally, we not. She just not there for me. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. 19 is like, okay, all right. Well, I mean, come on. But that's just me. But she is what she is. She on OnlyFans. Shannon is a trick.
Do you think he's a trick, or do you think that
he said it? I'm not saying. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He said this stuff. Yeah, I buy her bag. Yeah, I buy them titties if she wants. Yeah, he said this stuff. Those are quotes.
I did hear her say that. That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Dude.
Bro, look, this is what women have to realize, bro. Dudes with money are going to trick. As simple as that. If you got a whole bunch of money, you're going to trick. Now, me personally, I don't have to do that because I talk pretty good, and women tend to do, I'm pretty persuasive in some aspects of my life, and I'm good at it. So I ain't got to fork over no money. Now, will I give, help my lady out whenever she needs it? Yeah, I do that. I help friends all the time. But as far as like, this is the communication we're going to have, I'm going to give you this and you're going to give me that. That's not, I'm not doing that. That's just me personally. I'm too much of a player for that. But rich dudes with money, they'd rather pay you to leave than rather, go through all the extra stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's the like better way for them to say it. I'm paying you to lead. I mean, you paying with that shit. I don't care how you sum it up. But
they talk about that. But man, if I take a chick out on a date, I'm taking her out. I'm gonna pay for it because I want to do that.
That's not a actual.
Yeah, like it's not.
You're not giving her the actual money.
I hate when people say that. Like, oh man, you gonna pay one way or another. You take out on a date, you paying for it. It's like, no, you're not, bro. I'm paying to have a good time and a good experience with you. I'm not paying to have sex with you.
You're right, and I didn't mean it like that.
No, I'm just saying that's what people say. I ain't talking about you. I'm just saying that's what people say. I hate when they say that.
And you're right. So let me clarify for these dumb motherfuckers. When I say I'm talking about these people, like he said, these people with high amount of money that want to trick, they use, rather than them saying that they're paying for the sex, they want to say they want to use another version of just I'm paying you to leave. If you're giving her the money before, and I mean giving her the money, I don't mean taking her out to enjoy experience. I don't mean paying for her to go, like you're going to a movie or you're paying for dinner or you're doing that. Hell, you can do, you doing, that's just life. Taking somebody with you, that's not obligating to saying that you're looking for something beneficial afterward. Y'all just going for the experience and time. But if you're paying for, you know that you're going to get something out of this as far as a benefit to you, because you don't know that when you're paying a transaction to a dinner, movie, or nothing. You might not even be looking for that. But if you're paying her money directly and you're looking for that, that's a different conversation right now.
It is.
You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people try to, you right, they try to, I just don't like how they down it. Like they try to turn their back on Shannon. And but don't get me wrong when I say this. Shannon put himself in that predicament.
Yeah, man.
Shannon been warned twice. Shannon had that situation on, I can't even speak on, but he had that situation on Instagram. That was your first. You put yourself in these predicament that you shouldn't even had to put yourself in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna speak on that whole Instagram situation because I don't know what that whole thing was about. I know what it was about, but I don't really too much care. But what I'm saying is this: people try to look at it as if he did something wrong. She's saying that he did something wrong to her. I don't know the logistics of it. I ain't even looked into the paperwork of it. But the man told y'all he was a trick. He told you
the law from the silver suit. I'm just allegedly it was a rape charge. I mean a rape thing she was like trying to pursue. To me, if it was that serious, wouldn't it be criminal? Shouldn't it be criminal first?
Yeah, you're a little white girl. You can go to the courts and they're locking Shannon ass up.
And you could still, with it being criminal, go file a civil case.
Yeah, but that's not the midst of this what's going on. So they into that BSDM, whatever that shit called.
Body domination type shit. Like,
yeah, they into that. So
and see with that is I never like saying like that because it could be a tricky situation. You could think y'all stealing this shit. Like you might not know when to turn it off, and she might use that shit against you. You could be in a bad. I mean, she could be trying to use this shit against you, and you thinking that y'all still in role. Y'all still in the body domination.
Well, it looks like that's what happened. So I mean, we went there. We don't know, but all I'm saying is the man told y'all he was a trick. And if this was Hugh Hefner, would nobody be having no problem.
Why don't nobody bring that up? Why is it okay for Hugh Hefner? Why is it okay for Bill Belichick to have his girlfriend on the sideline as his manager?
Because Bill Belichick ain't as famous as Shannon Sharpe. It's just frowned upon, man. People, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these folks need to look at
that's a D1.
uncles and cousins in their own household. But see, that's okay. Let's be honest.
That go back to not going your history and your grandparents, because I'm pretty sure there's some grandparents like that.
Let's go into. I'm gonna go into my professional thoughts about this. Okay. People don't like it. The men and the women that are conversing about this issue, they're only conversing about it because they have been directly or indirectly affected by a certain situation such as this. So those are the people that's up in arms about it. Like, that's just disgusting. And he shouldn't have been. You see what I'm saying? The people that's making it a race issue, they've been directly or indirectly affected by this issue. Because the people who ain't never had no issues like this, they could care less about it. Black man paying for some white girl. That's it. He paying to have sex with her. That's basically all it was.
It triggers them.
It triggers you. So most of the women you see commenting about Shannon, they probably didn't had some type of experience where they was a young girl and they was dealing with an older man, or older man took it from them, or something of that nature. And it triggers their thoughts and feelings about it.
And that's so wrong because that's not the same situation.
but it's not the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it morally? I don't know. Who cares? Who actually does anything moral nowadays? Like you can look at this. You can have people look at this situation and be like, "Oh, Shannon, man, that's bad, man. You talking to a 19-year-old? You 56 and da da da." You can do that, right? But the same motherfucker who's saying that could be online buying feet pics or watching child pornography. You see what I'm saying? So people place their morals when it don't benefit, when it only benefits them.
Remember when on the last live we did, we was talking, we was saying something about how kids stop going to school after a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think during that period of time, we also didn't mention how, and it had probably nothing to do with this. A lot of, I think I have to really go back and watch The Color Purple. But in the beginning, right? How old was Stelly when she got? They put that girl on like, how old was that dude? He was like in his 30s, and she was like in her like young when she became the kid's stepmom.
Oh shit, I don't know. I ain't no telling. I
So
can't recall.
my point about this is, right, back in certain parts of like the South, or not even like if you come from the South or whatever. I'll just say the South. Some parents used to give their daughter off to an older person to marry.
Yeah. It wasn't right, but that's what they did.
It wasn't right. And these people grew up with that mindset of thinking everything was right. Because there wasn't no law with that.
Yeah, until they made something. Exactly. Kids would not be sexually penetrated by adults. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know why they made the law. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Don't care. That's not my thing. I don't know why was the benefit of making the law, why they made that law, why they stopped the law. I don't know. But it was.
You ain't even got to go back that far, bro. You can go back to the early 90s, bro. The drug dealer sleeping with the 16, 17-year-old girl that's supposed to be in school. This happened.
Exactly. You're right. It happened even during. I'll go back to even when we was in school. The older girls that was in there talking about they had an older boyfriend. It might not been as deep of an age group. It might have been. It might just been an age, like between like 5 to 8 years. But it still was happening.
Older men like young women. It is what it is. They do. They like them.
As a licensed professional, this is your profession mentally, right? What would you say with young or black? Why do not even black? Not making a race thing. Why do men like younger women? What's the mentality that they look in a younger woman?
Well, sometimes it could be more of a control thing. You can control this young girl. You can entice her to do whatever you want her to do. Sometimes if you got an older chick, or some men don't never get out of that the mentality of them being 15, 16 years old because of whatever happened to them when they were little, and they just stuck there. And then not something like traumatic happened. They just, this was the time where I was the man. So I gotta, kind of still kind of playing that role. That's why you see a lot of older cats, 30, 40 years old, dressing like these young fools out here. You see what I'm saying? So it's a plethora of things that can happen. Vice versa, you got older women who like young men. A lot of old dudes can't get it up like they used to. So, the older ladies like to come and deal with us, young tender 30 and 35s and 25s. They like to kind of play in that round. Tracy Ellis Ross says she like to date younger men.
But I don't see her getting killed for that.
But she's not going to get killed for it because you got to understand the woman mindset. See, I've been reading this book, man. That's been teaching me a lot.
The way of the superior man.
And
I know that. I know that book.
That book